Hi everybody, and welcome to another math help video. This should be the last math help video that I'm making for the 2019 and 2020 school year, and we're doing it on lesson 10.2. I don't have the lesson title on. Oh, I do have it actually. Dodoy, representing data. So this one's all about making a graph that represents some data that's happening in different ways, and I think it's pretty simple. Don't quote me on that. We'll get to the assignment here. So we got 12 problems we're gonna go through. I'm just gonna go over what I got. Should be a piece of cake on some. We'll see if any of them get a little more challenging. So the first one says draw a line plot for these numbers. Now, if you watch the lesson video, it's called a dot plot in the lesson video because you're making dots. I mean, here you're essentially making dots. You're going to get a pencil out and click above the line, which in real life would be dots. So when they say line plot, dot plot, it's the same thing. So here we're making a dot plot of these numbers, which means if you see a 9, click above 9. You see a 6, click above 6. See 3, 4, a second one above the 9, second one above the 6, another 4, another 3, another 6, and another 9. That's a pinnacle of high school learning right there. Couldn't get any harder, could it? There you go. That's literally it, by the way. So if you're like, wow. Okay, if you're like, wow, maybe you should skip to the first problem that you're stuck on, but I'll keep doing a few more. So we got 5, 9, 9, 9, 2 more 5s, an 8, 2 more 5s, an 8, and a 2. All right, easy. Did I make 3 of these? Oh, good. I would have been mad at myself if I made 3 of those. All right, we're switching up a little bit. There's 4 flavors of ice cream: strawberry, lemon, chocolate, and peanut butter. Oh, peanut butter ice cream sounds so good. There's 12 ice cream desserts ordered on Tuesday, and here they are by flavor. So there's a little list of what was ordered, but this isn't numbers. This is just like the things. There was a chocolate, a chocolate, a chocolate, a peanut butter, blah, 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 blah. And we're going to make a bar graph. So simple, you're just going to drag this to match the height of how many there were. So let's start with strawberry, I guess. That's the first thing here. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 3. So intense. Now for lemon. 1, 2, 2. Now for chocolate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And for peanut butter. 1, 2, 3. Pretty sure it's 3. Now, one way you can be sure you're right before you hit check is it says there were 12 ice creams ordered. These bars should add up to 12. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 4 is 9, plus 3 more is 12. So if they add up to 12, you at least have done something right, probably. You definitely can't be right if they didn't add up to how many there were. So just maybe do that as a little check just to be sure. Or maybe even on the last one, you could just find out how much you have so far and subtract, although that's kind of cheesing it and you might be wrong. So I'd just say take it careful. So this one adds up to 16, right? Because there's 16 students. All right, which drink did you order? All right, first is lemonade. So how many lemonades are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, it's so many words and so hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. Wait, 6. Oh, there's a second row here. All right, we're going to go with 6. Iced tea. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not iced tea and lemonade combined? Yum. Fruit beer. That's like a grandpa drink, and I love it. 1, 2, 3, 4 root beers. And orange juice. Orange juice at the school fair. Sorry, I was just contemplating that to myself. 1. I see 2. Is this correct? Does this add up to 16? Sure does, right? Okay. Guess it's probably right. Okay, it's right. How nice. All right. So that was us making a bar graph. Whoop-de-doo. Now we're going to analyze a bar graph on the next couple questions. So it's not like a big deal. I mean, I think you could probably figure this out with even me showing you, but let me show you what it looks like. Which agent sold the most houses? Brian, right? So he got the tallest bar. How many houses did this agent sell? 12. Be careful. Don't get confused. The tick mark's going by even numbers. So some people might be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, no, actually that would work out. How many more houses did Christine sell than Scott? So Christine sold 5 and Scott sold 4, so it looks like she outdid it by 1. How many agents sold fewer than 5 houses? 1. Again, be careful. This one is how many sold fewer than 5. So there's a couple that got 5. Don't count those. Those don't count. Scott was the only one that was under 5, so that could be the only one that counts. Next problem. Same thing. Which color t-shirt had the most t-shirts sold? So number of t-shirts sold. Gray, right? It had the biggest bar. How many were sold? 8. How many more gray t-shirts were sold than tan t-shirts? Well, I see 4 for tan. Gray had 8. That's a 4 shirt difference. So 4 more t-shirts were sold. How many colors sold? How many colors were more than 4 t-shirts sold? 1. Only gray sold more than 4. Tan and black sold 4, and white sold less than 4. These analyzing ones are so great. Here, I have another one. Which device was repaired the least often? Radios. I'm sure radios are repaired the least often because if they break, you're just like, forget it. It's just a radio. I'll just get another one. How many repairs were made on that device? 2. It's up 2. How many more repairs were made on computers than radios? Well, I see computers are at 11. Radios were at 2. The difference of 11 and 2 is 9. How many devices had at least 9 repairs? Ooh, now when they use wording of at least 9, that means things that got 9 actually do count. So television, telephone, and computer all had at least 9 or even more. So 3 kinds. So be careful on the wording. It might include some things that are at that number. It might not include some things that are at that number. All right, now we got a couple more bar graphs here we're analyzing, but this is double bar graphs. Ooh, double the data, double the challenge. It's not really double the challenge. Which product sold more in 2019 than in 2018? So you look at the chart and you say, okay, 2019 is the green barred one, and 2018 is the red. So which ones have green bars higher than the red bars, essentially? DVDs, right? That's the only one that got green bars over red bars. Who's buying DVDs in 2019? What in the world? I guess more could be sold, but why not Blu-rays? You would think the number of DVDs keeps going down each year because people are using the newer formats. Okay, whatever. Which products had more than 400 sold in 2019? So when they say this many in 2019, we don't need to worry about the red graphs. We're only looking at the greens. So 2019, okay, so more than 400. So that CDs is more than 400. Video games, no. Radios, yes. So radios and CDs. Pardon me. Estimate the total number of CDs sold in the 2 years. This is basically saying what's the sum here. Now, you're not going to get a perfect thing. Like I've had people look at this and be like, "Oh, this is like 880 or something like that." Please, guys, if they're counting by hundreds, it's probably going to be on the whole number hundreds, maybe on the 50s, but probably on the whole number. So I'm pretty sure this red bar represents 900 because it's, right between these. And this green bar is 800, and 900 plus 800 is 1700. They didn't sell a lot of CDs. A whole 2 years of CD sales, and they only sold 1700 CDs. Must be a small business. All right, here's another one. Estimate the number of video games sold in 2019. Oh, that's easy enough. Oh, now here's what I was talking about. Halfway between 400 and 600 is 500, but I'd argue that this 2019 bar isn't halfway between 400 and 600. So in this case, it could be fair game to say 450. I wonder if it would accept 500 as an answer. No, I'm pretty sure it's not. I mean, that's not halfway like the red bar is. Which products sold more in 2018 than in 2019? So now we're looking for when the red bar is higher. DVDs are higher? CDs are higher? Video games are higher? What's wrong? Nobody buying stuff in 2019 except for more radios? What? Which product sold the most over the 2 years? Basically, which product has the bigger sum when you add the 2 years together? The answer to that's going to be CDs. It has the 2 biggest bars. And if you're like, oh, but wait, DVDs looks pretty close. Look, the red bar is higher on CDs and the purple bar is higher on DVDs. If both bars are higher, it's definitely higher total, right? If it's like a mix of one higher one year and one higher the other year, you might want to add them and then check it that way. All right, we're cruising through this assignment. Another one. Which product sold more in 2019 than 2018? Okay, so look for the higher orange bar. So DVDs, oops, don't click that. DVDs and video games and CDs. Okay. And which had fewer than 600 sold in 2019? So fewer than 600 on the 2019 specifically. So DVDs had very little sold. Under 600. Let's see. No, that's higher. That's higher. That's lower by a little bit. CDs. Estimate the total number of video games sold in the 2 years. So it looks like we have a bar at 800, and then this looks about halfway up, so 900. So 800 and 900. Again, 1700. Easy peasy, right? All right, finally, some new kinds of problems. No more bar graphs. This is called a histogram. Now, if you watch the notes, constructing a histogram is actually kind of difficult because what you need to do is you would need to look at the data, find the range. In this case, the numbers go from 74 up to 91. Then you'd want to create some equal intervals up to that point, like they did here. The thing is, Alex did it for you. It said, oh, 72, well, it said 74 to 91. We'll include down to 72. You can extend the range slightly above or below, like whatever's on there. Oh, I guess it doesn't even go up to 91, huh? Probably goes up to 90. Okay, so you pick something slightly above, maybe slightly below the highest and lowest, and you have to create intervals. Notice these are intervals of 3. Wait, is this 3? No, these are actually intervals of 4. 72, 73, 74, 75. Hello, camera? There's 4 things in there. So we have 4 different things we need to look for. All the 72s, all the 73s, all the 74s, all the 75s. Whew. Now, making this on your own would be a little bit more difficult, but they've done the nice thing of putting this together for us, so it's easier for us to make a histogram. Whatever. They also gave us this thing called the frequency table. A frequency table just means how many times does it appear? How many numbers between 72 to 75 are there? You just count, right? Now the key thing is you got to count and be careful. So let's do it carefully. So 74, 73. Okay, so I'm not gonna say the numbers. I'm just gonna count what I see at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 different numbers I saw from 72 to 75. I'm going to put that on the chart, but I'll do it later. Okay, 76 to 79. Oh, wait. Did I count 77 on accident? Hold on, 1, 2. No, I don't think I did. 1. 1? Question mark? What? Okay, I guess 1. Okay, how about 80 to 83? 1. 2. Okay, 84 to 87. 84 to 87. 1 and 1. I am definitely not getting this one right. Hold on, I'm going to have to back that up again. 88 to 91. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now here's something you can do that I strongly encourage to make sure you could possibly not be wrong, is this. Up here in the instructions, it says somebody gave a biology test. Here are the scores for each of the 16 students. So there's 16 numbers in this chart. Does my frequency table add up to 16? That means I've accounted for 16 things, right? So 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10, 11, 16. So the numbers I put here add up to 16. So if you're concerned that you might have missed something, double counted something, if it adds up to how many's on the list, I mean, you could still be wrong, but you're probably more likely to be right. So I dragged this up to 7 because there were 7 in this range. 1, 2, 1, and 5. I was only scratching my head because in a real histogram, you tend to see higher stuff in the middle and lower stuff on the edge, which we would have gotten to in a future lesson about normal distribution, because a normal distribution curve shows like more things near the middle, which tends to be the average. If it's normal, this is clearly not a normal distribution. Hey, I got it right. So again, process, count them up. How many fall between these numbers, including those numbers? I counted the 72s and 75s and so on. And then you just, make a bar graph as tall as you need to make it. It's actually not that bad. Here's another one. 15 cities. So just keep that in mind. These need to add up to 15. And there's only 4 ranges here. So 98 to 102. All right, here we go. 98 to 102. Okay, nothing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I counted 3. Here, I'll stretch the bar first this time. Whoopee. Okay, 103 to 107. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'll put 5. Not 56. 5. Okay, 108 to 112. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now by this logic, right now I am at 11, so I should get 4, but let's just count to be safe. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, seems to be fine to me. So I drag this up to 5, drag this up to 3, drag this up to 4. Woohoo! We did it. By the way, I did this not using the student view that I normally use. I did a assignment preview, so it won't let me submit assignment and do the review. So I'm just going to click back through some problems and show you what we did in this assignment as a recap. So we represented data in different ways. Look at that. We made a dot plot. Now, what good does a dot plot do? Well, it kind of shows you what things happening more frequently, right? It'll be very obvious which lines are taller. So that's what the purpose of dot plots are. There's another dot plot. Oh, see, 5, very frequent number. See how quickly it was easy to identify? So this is called a non-quantitative. It's called like a qualitative bar graph because the numbers, there's no numbers for the bottom, right? There's just a frequency and then a type of item, not like a number item, right? Like strawberry, lemon, chocolate, peanut butter. So sometimes you make a bar graph using this type of information. Very quickly, easy to see chocolate was the highest, right? We had a couple bar graphs. Then we got to the information, the questions asking about bar graphs. So which one was the highest? So now that they have a bar graph, what can you determine from that? How much more was this than that? And then we got to some double bar graphs. Oops, that was 8, 9, and 10, I think. So double bar graphs, we had to compare 2 different years, but it's just more bars and more information, and you just have to sift through it and find out what's good. That was 8, 9, and 10. And on 11 and 12, we needed to do these histograms using a frequency table. So the frequency table was how many times did those numbers occur within that range, including the bottom and top numbers of that range. And then you just set it that high in the table. So this is the same thing as what we saw on the earlier bar graphs, but now with numbers. So we can say, oh, many of the test scores were from 72 to 75. Is that good? Not really. Why are so many people in this low C range and then not so many people? There's lots of low C's and lots of kind of A's. Hey, it kind of reminds me of my classes a little bit. There's never anything in the middle. There's just really high and really low, which is bad. You don't want that. But that has to do with whether you try it or you don't try it, right? I guess if you're watching this video, you're probably trying it, so good for you. All right, and here's a temperatures one. Same thing, this one's pretty evenly spread, right? Although this is 15 cities throughout North America. Oh, the hottest recorded temperatures. I'm like, what's 15 cities are this? Are we only taking temperatures in Arizona cities in June, in July? All right, anyways, I'm done ranting. I hope you enjoyed that final help video and get your homework done. Bye.